All right, y'all, let's walk through how to run a regression in the StatWrap Python package. I'm going to open up a Google Collaboratory notebook like so. Nice blank notebook to work from. And getting right into it, these are the boilerplate lines, 3 lines that you'll just start every notebook with if you're using StatWrap. So first we have to install it, and then we have to import it so it's usable. And then this is some extra setup that will do additional imports, right? But we don't investigate those so much. It's just what we do. Okay, we wait for that to run. Once I see all this stuff, I'm gonna exit out because I don't want the clutter, although you can leave it if you prefer. Okay, so we can see everything's successfully installed. We're good to go. And now I'm working with data, so I have to bring the data into the notebook. Okay, so I can go over here, this file manager you have in Google Colab. And I'm now dragging in a CSV. Okay, now it's there. Now it's accessible. Now I can load it with a line like this. So this is a function from not StatWrap, another library called Pandas. I'm loading it like so. And then I can display it down here. You see what I have. I have data with 2 variables, father and son. These are heights in inches. And we want to know what the regression line is. Okay, so we do a scatter plot. That's what I want to do eventually. But first I need to decide what is my X variable and what is my Y variable. So it's a little bit arbitrary in this data. I'm going to, for our purposes, say that our X or our independent variable is going to be the father's height. And then the Y is going to be the son's height. So with these, I'm just pulling in the individual columns with these lines. So this is the typical syntax, square brackets, and then the name of the column, which you could have seen it from up here. Okay, and then once I have that, I can make a scatter plot like so. If you want to beautify it a little bit, this is the StatWrap scatter plot function. I'll go ahead and give it an X label inside and a Y label using those parameters. All right. We could find the correlation between the two like this. But we want to go towards doing a regression. That's the main event here. Regression is going to be done in here like in Google Sheets. That's how I've designed it. You use the linest function, and you pass first your Y variable and then your X. If I run this, it's going to spit out the regression line. And I can do a little bit more with that if I assign that result to a variable. Let's call it reg line like this. And so the regression line now kind of stored in this sort of thing, I can make a prediction. I can say, well, what do I predict the Y value to be if my X value is 0, for example? Let me get that. Reg line, what if the father's height is 67 inches? And we predict the son's height to be 68, and so on. And then I can, these are regression predictions. I can see all of them communicated visually with the regression line if I can plot that, which I can do with this dot plot method. And then you can do some similar kind of thing in terms of adding labels. We can say X label is father, Y label is son. We can give it a title. We'll call it regression to mediocrity, given the application and the history behind this. And there we have it. So that is how to get started running a regression in StatWrap.